Hello everyone and welcome to today's video. So just pointing out that I do have a shirt on and I'm not naked. So starting off with using some tape on the eyes, again just to keep a nice sharp line for this look that we're going to do. And the hardest part, again, keeping those even. I'm using the AOA white base or HD concealer, using that as my white base so my eyeshadows pop and are a little more vivid. And I'm not setting this, I'm keeping it tacky so everything can stick together. So the palette I'm using for this video is the Morphe 39A, and I'm going in with the shade Fickle and just beginning and stamping that right into the upper crease. And yeah. Don't necessarily worry about blending because we're going to go in now with the Take Me Back to Brazil palette and taking the yellow shades and stamping that in just above. And as you stamp, I'm going to start blending those together and kind of buffing them together to create the gradient. This one was a little bit of a process to get them to blend, but just keep on working and you'll get there. Now I'm taking the black shade and I'm using that just below the green shade and in my outer V. This shade gave me a little bit of trouble once I started to blend it out. My main tip for blending this black shade out is to be patient, and I keep saying patient for everything, and use the green shade that you had before or any other shade and keep on blending those together. And then build up the black again on top of it. So it's like a process of going between Fickle and the shade Muse. So just back and forth between blending them until you get a nice smooth gradient. Now the tough part's over. I'm cleaning off my eyelid, removing any eyeshadow that went down a little bit lower with some micellar water. And then because we'll be going back in with the same base that we used on the eyes to keep a nice, again, clean base. And then I just kept going back and forth with my blending brush if I thought I needed a little bit more depth with the black shade. So the color scheme I'm going for was a purple and blue shade. This is the shade Create from the 39A palette. I'm using that in my outer half of my eye and blending that into the black, but we're going to keep going back and forth between the black and the shade Create to really blend them together in just a second. Now I'm using the shade Tailor on my inner corner, and this shade really shocked me. It was super bright and sparkly and just absolutely gorgeous. So again, I'm going back between the shade Tailor and the shade Create and smoothing those together and blending them together. And then using Create and the shade Muse to, again, blend out my outer V. Little bubble leggings action. Check out that video. Now I'm just lining my, like the upper crease of my eye. I want to do something a little bit graphic to separate the green and the blue and the purple from, well, again, separate the green from the blue and stuff. So I'm not the best at doing this, but you know, steady hand and take your time is the best advice I can give. So again, I just lined the upper part of my crease so it wasn't sitting in my crease, but so you can still see the black line. And then I created a black wing. I wasn't too worried about the black wing right at this point because I thought I was going to do something else a little bit fun. And I go in with a gold liquid eyeshadow. This one's from the Body Shop. And I'm putting that out in my outer wing. And then after this, I'm going back in with the black eyeliner and creating the kind of like graphic look around the gold. little bit of gold to the upper crease outside the black. I wish I skipped this step because it didn't really look that good, so if I were you, maybe skip it. Now move the tape to reveal the nice sharp line, clean up any fallen down powders, fix your hair. So I'm using the e.l.f. Camo Concealer for my concealer today. This is the latest shade that the darkest shade they had at my Walmart, so I might be ordering some online soon. Because I really like this concealer, but I have to use it below my foundation. And I'm just sculpting out my face with this, since I am using it below my foundation. I'm using the AOA Sculpt Stick in Clay, and again, using this to contour my face. Looking a little crazy, but it's okay. Careful around the edge because that is all your hard work and you do not want to ruin it. Now I'm mixing two foundations. One is the Amuse Matte Foundation, the other one is the Body Shop Fresh Nude. I used the Fresh Nude to get the undertone that I want, and I wanted the matte one for a little more coverage. And again, this is still a little more, sneeze in there, a little more coverage. And I'm still testing out these products, which my final thoughts will be up after this video. This is the AOA powder, and I'm using that to set my under eye and the rest of my face. I don't really bake, so I'm not really piling it on. I'm just using it to stamp it into my face. Yeah, just stamping the powder in. And then I'll be blending all that out with a big fluffy brush. Using these lashes, they're the AOA Papa lashes in Tori. And they also did my brows off camera too. And I believe I lined my waterline. No, I didn't. I will do that soon. And this is the Matte Clay powder from the Body Shop in shade 72. As some of you know by now, this is my go-to bronzer. Then this is the BH Cosmetics Spotlight Highlight Palette, and I'm using the white shade along with the kind of purpley lavender shade to highlight today. I'm going back in with the shade Create and using this under my lash line and lower lash line, sorry. And this will be the main color focus, along with using the shade Tailor on my inner corner. And I didn't feel like I had to really blend this shade out. I kind of just stamped it on and then smoked it as I went, and that gave me the look I wanted. And then highlighting on top of that shade Tailor with the white shade from the Spotlight Highlight Palette. Using a mascara on my lower lashes. And then this is when I tightline, because I forgot to get it. So for lips, I want to do a couple options. The first one here is the Cougar 24-Hour Liquid Lipstick. I actually don't know the shade of it because the sticker fell off and it came in an Ipsy bag I got a while ago. But this one is like more of a mauvey bright pink shade that kind of matches the purpley pink that we put onto the eyelids. And this one is a really nice subtle lip if you want to do something like that. And again, it looks very nice. Then for the little more dramatic one, this is the NYX Intense Butter Gloss in the shade Black Cherry Tart. And this shade I was really digging. I did wear it. Oh my god, English. I wore it a couple times in the past already, and it is really dramatic, really bright, depending what you put it on top of. If you wear another dark lip like a black, it will show up really, really deep and dark. But again, this butter gloss is really, really beautiful. I hope you guys enjoyed. I honestly did this makeup look out of a whim as I was just messing around. And yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.